Hi, good afternoon. I'm Charlene with Charlene's Vision. Today I have Dr. Jacqueline Phillips, and today it's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about life changes, and basically she's the author of a book, and it's called The Purpose Factor. Now, thank you for being on the show, Jacqueline.
Thank you for having
Dr.
me.
Jacqueline.
Thank you for having me, Charlene.
Okay, so let's just talk about, you know, I wanted to also introduce that I met you like approximately, about 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And you came across as this nice lady, and basically, you introduced me to the Purpose Factor and Call to Greatness. And when you said Call to Greatness, I'm like, what is Call to Greatness? You know, I was just like blown away and really didn't even know what it was about. So, you broke it down. So let's just start talking about, what you do and Call to Greatness first.
Well, a little bit about Call to Greatness. We are all called to greatness, whether we are where we are in our current and everyday lives. And many people think that I need to have all the factors in my life organized and settled, then I can then move into that call to greatness. And call to greatness really defines our gifts and our abilities and our purpose here on this earth.
Okay.
And in my book, The Purpose Factor, I talk a little bit about your call to greatness.
Okay. And what are the steps of the Purpose Factor? I know there's several steps that you do.
So the biggest thing the Purpose Factor really looks into is what is purpose? What is your assignment? Why am I on this earth? Okay. And it's important that we all know exactly why are we on this earth, because we are all here on assignment. And the key thing is trying to determine how do I move into my purpose. So in the Purpose Factor, it's a guidebook for an everyday person.
Okay.
And in that guidebook, I talk about the 4 principles of Call to Greatness.
Okay.
And the 4 principles?
Yeah, let's talk about the 4 principles. What is the first principle?
So the first principle talks a little bit about understanding who you are.
Okay.
And in understanding who you are, you need to know exactly what are your strengths, talents, your weaknesses, defining a mission and a purpose for yourself, defining a strategic plan. Okay. So it's all about, what do I have in my hand? What are my experiences?
Now, what about if somebody just don't know what their strengths are, their weaknesses are, or what do you do?
So let's step back a little bit. So my company, Life Changes Consulting, my mission is to bring individuals into new dimensions of purpose. Okay. So when we look at new dimensions of purpose, I look at individuals on a spectrum or a scale from 0 to 5. Okay. 0 meaning have no clue what they want to do. Looking at individuals at a 3, they have some sense of direction. But they are still muddled in life. And 4 or 5, they are walking in their purpose, but let's bring them into a higher dimension.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, when you're saying the purpose, now you basically you're talking about what, relationship-wise, education-wise, money-wise, what is basically, because it's so vague. They could be strong in one area. Exactly. But then, the other areas they may need.
So in terms of trying to define your purpose, one of the things, you could define your purposes in any of your call to greatness characteristics or principles. So the first one is understanding who you are. The second one is enhancing your love and fear connection, enhancing love in all your relationships. Because what happens when we came into this earth, we operated in a state of love, but fear came in. So how do we then make decisions out of love instead of fear? The third principle is your connection to your spirit. And the 4th principle is being of service. So then how do you determine what your purpose is? So the way I measure it is that it's actually on a scale. You then look at the spectrum. You then look at your call to greatness model, and then on a scale of 0 to 5, I like 0 to 5. Then you say, how am I functioning in each of the following areas? Okay. And based on how you're functioning, so there are 4 areas. If you're functioning at a 4, let's say you're functioning at a 4, and let's say the first principle, understanding who you are. Let's say your career. Okay. And then you're functioning at a 0 in relationship.
Okay, so
and then your
it's like-
connection to the spirit might be a little bit, maybe at a 2.
Okay.
And at this point in your life, you have no time for service. That might be a 0.
Okay.
So then we could look at that. So we said, so we have 4. We have what we said, 3, 0, 0, 3, and 4, 7.
Okay, so there's like 4 different.
Exactly. And then basically what you do is that you look at that person is operating 7 out of 20. So that shows that there's something significant going on in that person's life. So looking at the area of love and fear, I would say maybe there's some significant relationship type issue. It could be a divorce.
Okay.
So whenever someone comes on a scale over 8, that means that they're halfway there, or even 10.
Okay.
But if they're functioning anywhere below 10 or below, that means there's something traumatic. And I cannot tell that person to live a life of purpose.
Right. Okay. So what would you do if someone came to you and they in a divorce and they basically maybe have a good job and they basically saying, okay, so how can you help me? And they have a good job, but then education-wise, they already probably have, like, just say, an associate degree. Now, what would you do to help this person? You would basically, what would you tell them?
So we're looking at, and that
And
person.
they have kids. I'm sorry, I just wanted to say, you know.
So that person is, and that person is that. The question is that person ready to move into purpose? Because one of the things when we want to,
already.
One of the things we want to, when we talk to individuals, we want to realize is that, are you ready to move into a life of purpose?
Okay.
And one of the things you have to do is look at all the areas of their lives, and then see exactly. We're going to look at the 4 areas and see exactly how they're functioning in each of the 4 areas. And it's good to take that assessment to really gauge to see exactly what's really going on. Because if they're in a relationship where there's a broken relationship, they have to take care of their basic needs first.
Okay.
Now,
are you there to help them with that, or?
So it all depends on exactly what they want to do. So I'm a life coach, and it's all based on if that individual needs to take care of their basic issues or life, I refer them to other resources.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes.
That's what my question
Yes.
was to see.
But if you are ready to move into a life of purpose, then I will work with you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so that makes sense. So they have basically problems with divorce or something else.
Yes.
You can say, well,
yes.
I direct you over here. And once that gets developed and they
Exactly.
do better, then you can.
Because I
say,
cannot tell you to live a life on purpose and you're homeless.
Right.
You have your basic needs you need to take care of. We look at Maslow hierarchy. So they have to take care of their basic needs first.
Okay.
So the book, The Purpose Factor, really guides them into looking at each principle and tells them exactly how can I move and enhance myself in each of the following areas.
Oh, wow. And have you seen people and have seen progress
Yes.
of the outcome?
Yes,
of people?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so let's
yes,
talk a little
yes.
bit about that.
Well, right now, when I work with individuals, individuals who are on a scale who may be at a 1 or 2, I will do workshops with them.
Okay.
So that might be a one-on-one workshop.
Okay.
But then individuals who are, I've been working with individuals who are technically right now at a level 4. And these are individuals I'm pushing into writing.
Oh, okay.
And you're one of the you're one of the individuals.
Yeah.
So basically, these are individuals who have some sense of purpose, who are ready to create and develop their platform, and basically share their story with the world.
Right.
And I always tell them that your story and your journey is not for you. Your story is to bless the lives of other people.
Right. So we're basically stories like mine, for instance, and other people that's out there that has stories, and just to have somebody read and say, hey, so what are you trying to what is your message for people?
So, Manifest Me. I'll talk a little bit about Manifest Me. Manifest Me Institute. What I do with individuals, I am a holistic transformational coach.
Right.
And what I do with individuals is that they may come and say they may want to write their story.
Okay.
But for me, it's all about purpose. So you may want to write your story, and I'll walk with you and I'll coach you through the process. But the key thing about it is that how is that going to bring you into a life of purpose?
Right.
How is that going to bring you into a new dimension? And so my job is to help that individual identify that platform. and use the book as a tool, to get them into that platform, to maybe to reach a new audience.
Okay, so give us
and
an
really
example
transform the lives of other people.
So give us an example, for instance, like a...
So one of the things I'm doing right now is that I am doing a book compilation.
Okay.
And the title of the book right now is Soar into Greatness. And I have 20 individuals who I'm working with. And for many of them, it's their first time writing. And it's a matter of stepping into a new dimension.
Right.
And it's really exciting for them. But it's a matter of they're looking back at their stories. They're looking back at their journey. And they're actually writing their story to bless the lives of other people. So I'm really excited about that.
That sounds good. That sounds good. And I know you have another book coming out as well?
Yes. So we're starting our second wave. So right now we're completing the first wave of individuals. So I'm also looking for individuals now who are ready to move into that new dimension. So Manifest Me Institute is an opportunity for individuals, one, who are ready to be bold and to move into a new dimension. Individuals who are ready to be obedient to the call of God in their lives. Individuals who are ready to develop their platform and brand themselves in the marketplace.
Oh, that sounds great.
And individuals who are ready to write and share their story. So I'm looking for individuals who are ready to move into that new dimension.
Okay, and how can you go about looking for your individual people? What type of...
It's the interesting thing about this journey is that I haven't really done any public marketing.
Wow.
And somehow
wow.
they're just coming to me.
Wow, that's interesting.
I mean, it's just an amazing alignment of the universe.
Okay.
And the key thing about it is that the individuals know themselves, and the universe just connects them to me.
Wow.
I will share a story.
Okay.
One, I met this beautiful, beautiful spirit individual. We were on our way to do a workshop, a conference in Maryland. Okay. And we drove in the car together.
Oh, wow.
I knew the individual who she came with. And then we just connected in the backseat of the car.
Wow.
And she said to me, you know what, Jacqueline? I've been praying for you for my entire life.
Wow, that's powerful.
So, and the key thing about it, she was ready at that point, ready to move into that new dimension. And she knows exactly what her calling is. She knows what her mission is. She's ready to write a book. Yes. And it was just a matter of timing.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's amazing how the universe just connects and aligns that. So, I have acknowledged my gift, and I call myself, I'm the midwife of purpose.
Wow.
So what I do is that I birth people and I help them transform and step into their purpose.
Wow. Now, how did you come upon all of this? Now, let's talk about that.
So my journey, well, a little bit about me is that I've always been intrigued by the mind and how the mind works. I've always studied psychology. I have a master's in clinical psychology. Oh, wow. And I've always been curious about individuals and been really, I have this knack to really help individuals. I bring out the best in individuals.
That's good.
And it just happens. And you come to the point where you say, this is a gift. And what really pressed me into purpose now. So there's a difference between one, something you do for your career, and there's something when you realize, you know what, this is a higher calling.
Right.
And over the past 3 years, I've been in a place I would call like a desert area in my life, especially around my career. And then I asked God, why am I going through on this journey? And it was in this journey, he said, Jacqueline, start your business. And so I started a company called Life Changes Consulting.
Okay. How long you been? So
it's going to be 3 years.
Wow.
And it was during that process the book came about.
Okay.
And the book, The Purpose Factor talks about your call to greatness. Right. And it's just a matter of letting individuals know that we are all called to greatness.
All called to greatness.
We are all called.
And so you think we all have some skills, have strengths?
Definitely. Okay. Definitely. I mean, it's just in terms of my philosophy, in terms of we are all an assignment on this earth.
Right.
And it's a matter of discovering what is your assignment.
Okay. Wow, that sounds interesting, very intriguing. Like I said, when I met you, you had that spirit and something just connected to me to you, and and I'm like, I'm actually on that journey with you, and which is amazing because I just say, what, I just got to get this done. Wow, this is me, and I do like writing, and I wanted to experience that. My book is going to be coming out as well, but this is just like a
Yes.
So I'm like, wow, I really would like to be on, on this journey. I found it intriguing, and I just wanted to just basically see where it takes me.
Yes.
It makes you feel better. It makes
it's a new dimension.
It's a new dimension.
It's a new dimension.
It makes you feel. It makes you feel better about yourself. It makes you feel like you know your purpose. And stuff like that. So that's basically what it does.
I just wanted to add something to your point in terms of how I got started in all of this too. So last year, I actually wrote 2 books.
Wow.
So the first book was my own book, and the second book was a compilation. And
so this is your second book, The Purpose Factor?
No, I have 2 books. The first book is Stand Up to Be Heard, which is actually a book compilation, very similar to what you're doing right now.
Okay.
And the first one was the one I did by myself.
Stand Up to Be Heard.
Yes.
Okay, so Stand Up to Be Heard.
So the Spirit said, Jacqueline, why don't you just do a compilation? I'm like, sometimes when you move into purpose, though, you may not be the bravest person.
Yeah, I know.
But the key thing about it is obedience and complete surrendering. So I approached people, and I spoke to them about the idea, and I think my entire life just changed and shifted. Just the number of people who are waiting, capital W, waiting for someone to tell them or to assist them in writing a book or a chapter.
Yeah, I think that's the thing too. You know how sometimes you want to do something, but you just need that force of somebody to say, you can do it. And that's how I feel. Like, oh man, I wanted to do this, but sometimes, you just wait for that calling.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
And I give that joke where I said, especially when we look at our community, there is no Avon woman knocking at your door saying, write your story or publish your story. There's always we always hear about editors or publishers who are in some dark zone out there who may charge you millions of dollars.
Right.
And just the number of people who said they have journal articles, or this guy also showed me how he had all the titles in his phone.
Wow.
It's just amazing the number of people who are ready to share their story, but they're just waiting for that one person to say, you know what, I can help you through the process. I'll be your coach. And also sharing your story is not an easy process as well. So as a transformational coach, I really help individuals to bring that out and to actually be there with them, because when we look at work-life balance, it's a lot, but there's a desire. And I'm really excited. I'm really excited because I was talking to this girlfriend of mine, and she said, Jacqueline, by the end of the year, the number of people...
How many people you have now?
So in the first compilation, so far I have 20 people who are either they have their own books, getting their own books, or writing their chapters.
That's good.
So now I'm looking at the second wave now. So I'm looking for individuals who are ready by the end of the year. They could have a book in their hand.
Wow.
But also, when I talk about a book in their hand or write a chapter, we also look at defining their platform of purpose. That's the key thing.
Right.
That's the key. So they could go to anyone to write a book.
Exactly. And just writing a book, okay, what's next?
Yes.
So how do you see your goals from, like, to say 5 years from now? You probably don't know, huh?
No. I'm actually taking it day by day, because this is really unfolding in terms of how God is just using me. So I just want to be a vessel.
Okay.
Really just be a vessel and really help individuals. And the key thing about it is bringing them into new dimensions, higher dimensions.
Higher dimensions, yeah. So that's good. I just wanted to see about the audience that and like you said, this is not just for, people that are in crisis. This is for everyone, you know. Everyone, it doesn't matter how old. People always say to me, oh man, that's, that I'm too old. I'm like, to write. I'm too old to do this.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
But the key thing about all of this is that the individuals have to be ready.
Oh, that's the thing.
They have to be ready to be bold and to ready to move into that new dimension. They have to be ready to be obedient, because sometimes we get that tug in our hearts that, you know what, I should be doing more. I should be doing greater.
Yeah.
But where and what do I do? So that's where I come in. And also in terms of how do I put it out in the marketplace? How can I be of service? You know, and do you want to make income out of it? What do you want to do? What is your message?
And I also think it's going to be challenging too, you know. It's not easy. Anything you want to do, anytime you want to move forward.
Definitely.
And, you know, I think it's definitely going to be challenging.
It is.
You know, because I love doing talk show hosts.
Yes.
And like, okay, I think this is my purpose.
It
you know?
is. It
but
is.
what do you think about, you know, it's my purpose today but not tomorrow? You know how some people have that transition? You know how it's like, oh man, I really love that, but now I am seeing myself doing this. And now I'm seeing myself doing that. Is that possible?
Once you move it into a more positive direction and something that's greater, it's always good. But if you move it into a negative direction, then you need to ask yourself exactly, why is my light being diminished? So you need to really ask yourself that, you know. So it's a matter of assessing, because the key thing about it is that as you walk deeper into your purpose, you're able to manifest. And as you manifest, I mean, you feel either lighter, but there's joy. When we look at simple elements, when we look at the fruits of the Spirit, talking about Pentecost, you know, the fruits of the Spirit, you're able to utilize all the fruits that has been put into you. Because we came into this earth packaged. With all those talents and abilities. So it's just a matter of exactly, you know how a seed is in the ground. But it takes the right fertilizer, it takes the watering,
See,
it takes the right gardening to really manifest
that.
But sometimes if the soil is not in the right place, or you're not in the right place, or you're in a desert or something, how can you manifest?
That's true. That's a good analogy, you know. That's definitely a good analogy, you know.
So we all have seeds of greatness. We do. And that's where the greatness comes in.
And like you said, sometimes people just don't know.
Yes.
And that's the hard part.
But sometimes you could see it. You could see it in an individual.
Oh, you can? Like, do you ever say, I think this is your purpose?
Yes.
You do?
Oh, yeah. Or you have such a gift. This is a gift. Perfect example. It's funny. I went to church on Wednesday in the middle of the week. I said, you know what, I haven't been to the midweek service in a while. So I went to church. So I was at the back of the service. There was I couldn't go in. So I was at the back with a young lady with 2 kids. It reminded me of my kids. They were 18 months apart. So her kids were about the same age. And then they must have been, 18 months and maybe a 2-year-old or something like that. And so they were all over her feet. You know, they were just like...
And you never saw this lady before?
No. So I said, I remembered, it just brought me back to my own experience. So one of the kids, the laces was untied. So I tied the laces, went inside, and she went inside of the kids. Then I forgot my phone in my car. Went back to my car, left the service, went back to my car. And then I came back to the back of the church again, and here she was again, with the kids running around, and she's trying to control the kids. The younger of the 2 just came to me, and she actually told me to lift her up.
Wow.
So I lifted the toddler up, and I went back in the church.
Now the mom was like right there?
Yes.
Wow.
And we all went in, and I had the toddler on me, and she was so calm. Halfway through the service, I saw the pastor came to and talked to her. And then she went up, and this woman opened her mouth.
Wow.
And she was supposed to be the worship minister.
Wow.
And I said, my God, this was my purpose. My purpose was to help her through this process.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So that was part A. Part B was that, so she was just singing and worshiping and just bringing the whole church into praise. I said, my God. I said, that's the reason why I'm here. After church, after the singing, she had to leave. So she wanted to take a little child away, but the child said, you know what, the child just clinged to me. The Spirit said, follow her outside. And I said to her, what are you doing with this gift and talent?
Okay. And what did she say to that?
She's like, oh my God. She said, I've been thinking about that all week.
Wow.
And I said, oh my
Another
God.
connection, huh?
Yes. And I said, that was the reason why I'm here.
Wow.
And it was amazing how the Spirit used the little child to come to me.
To come to you. I mean, a child that you don't even know just comes to you and hold up her hand.
I haven't held a child in age.
Wow. Yeah, that was your purpose. So that makes, your purpose for the day. Sometimes you have purposes, that just happen.
But I was supposed to reach out to her. So that's what I'm finding right now. I have the gift of discernment, and I'm able to reach out to individuals and really, I just gravitate to them.
Wow.
And I just talk to them. And it's like, just simple questions.
Wow, that's very interesting. So I just wanted to say thank you for being on my show.
Oh,
it was
definitely.
just basically, it was a lot. It was interesting. And, you are called to greatness. So
If they want to contact me, because I am looking for individuals.
right. So let's get your information. If they want to contact you, how can someone contact you?
So they can visit my website.
Okay.
Lifechangersconsulting.com, lifechangersconsulting.com.
Okay.
Or they can email me at Jackie@lifechangers@gmail.com.
Perfect.
Jackie.lifechangers@gmail.com.
Okay. So you hear it, folks. This is Dr. Jacqueline Phillips, and she's the greatest person. And like I said, I just met her, and we just had a connection. So if you're interested, Dr. Jacqueline is available. And if you need any other information, you can just contact Charlene, vision@gmail.com, or Jacqueline. Have a great day.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
This
for
is
coming.
good.
Thank you for coming. It was a purpose. It was a purpose.
Definitely.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay, let's take the clip out. So that's my story.
Thanks a lot, Zach. I appreciate it. It's quick. I love it. 'Cause it's like,
So did they give you a warning? I didn't give you a warning. What I do the rocks. I do the rocks, and it has the faith, the host, and all of that.
okay. I didn't see that one.
No, but that's better because it stands up. The rocks will be flat.
Oh yeah, I needed something to cover the papers a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nice.